Here it comes!
My guy, so everyone's been yapping about this game lately, right? It's been all over my feed, all over YouTube. I turn on my air fryer and out comes a croissant. I go to the doctor for the flu, he goes sacre bleu! Crazy thing is, I remember this game coming out earlier this year, I just didn't realize how big a fucking deal it was. But now it's suddenly runner-up for Game of the Year. It's getting showered in awards, universal praise, it's breaking Guinness World Records for most nominated game ever. So at this point I'm like, okay internet, I want to see what all the fuss is about. Chocolatey Clair's 33rd Exploration is a turn-based RPG made by some splinter group of former Ubisoft developers. And to be fair, I haven't done my own research on this, but I'm pretty sure this is how it went down. One day, they got sick of working for that shitty company and wanted to use their talents to make something good. Something they'd be proud of. So they did what all great developers do. They left their cushy corporate gig. They went out on their own. They pulled together all of their limited resources and, wouldn't you know, they used Unreal Engine 5. Are you fucking serious? God damn it. Clair's is apparently an indie game, but I think that's only in definition, because this game looks, plays, and feels really expensive. I gave the game a fair shot. You know, after 30 plus hours, I completed the main story, some various side content, and honestly, I gotta say, bravo. It was really good. This game is awesome.
As you sail into the unknown, know that Lumiere stands with you. When you battle the Paintress, know that Lumiere fights with you.
I went in totally blind to 33 Shades of the Exxon Valdez. I didn't know dick about shit when it came to the story, the characters, the gameplay mechanics. Hell, I wasn't even sure what platform it was on. All I knew was that it was a turn-based RPG made by a bunch of French people, and God forbid you don't know that. I am 10 minutes into this game and I'm already getting served by dancing mimes underneath a fucking Eiffel Tower, all backed with cartoonishly bouncy accordion music. But it's cool, it's cool. Allez vite, allez mort. When it comes to my background with turn-based RPGs, I've played my fair share. Paper Mario, Undertale, the South Park games, XCOM, Snowboard Kids 2, Halo Wars, Mousetrap. Do you know how fucking long it took me to set that stupid thing up? Earthbound, Persona, Snowboard Kids 1. The thing about a lot of these JRPG Final Fantasy types is you get all these nerds going, come on guys, you gotta stick with it, I swear, it gets better after 40 fucking hours. Nah man, Clair Obscur, it's good within the first 5 minutes, I swear. It hooks you. It really does. The premise is this, and pay close attention because it's gonna be on the quiz this Friday. There's a giant emo lady known as the Paintress who's been drawing numbers in the sky for quite some time now. The past 67 years, actually. Yeah, buddy. Every single year, she drops the magic number by 1, and anyone that age or older just poofs into confetti. After this tragic event, which they call the Great Gooning, the older survivors get totally shwasted and then set out the next day to try to stop the Paintress. Every group so far has failed. You start off by playing as Gustav, who's played by the Irish bodyguard dude from Boardwalk Empire, and his little sister Mayo, who absolutely doesn't need to come along for the ride, and she's warned she's probably gonna die, but she's a teenager, so whatever, man. You set off on your dangerous quest, and before you even take your first 7-Eleven piss break, Andy Serkis comes along and slaughters like 90% of your team. Now it's up to Gustav, his sister, and friends to save the world. Quick detour. This game does what I always appreciate in games, and I like to call it Naughty Dog vision. Naughty Dog's been doing this since Crash Bandicoot 1 on the PS1. They've done it through like most of their games, I've noticed. What they do is they show you your ultimate objective off in the distance, like whatever it is, a building, a big structure. In this case, it's the Paintress and the monolith. They'll show it to you either at the start of the game or at the beginning of a chapter. And it's to give you, it establishes your mission goal visually before you take that first step on a long, perilous journey. I noticed a lot of games over the years have picked up on this storytelling trick, and it's always been a staple in Naughty Dog. I'm not sure if they invented it, but they've always used it in, Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, Last of Us, they've all done it. Seeing the finish line from the very start is such a simple, clever way to tell a story, and it compels you to see the journey all the way through. Seeing your objective get closer and closer is something that can really only be achieved in the gaming medium. It's satisfying. I always appreciate that shit. Anyway, back to the scripted stuff. After executing Order 33, I can now say that the combat system is pretty simple and straightforward, but early on the game explains itself way too much and doesn't shut the hell up. In the first few hours, it spits tutorials in your face like it's trying to impress you on a first date. Alright, pause the video and get your notepads out. Okay, you ready? Are you sure? Sayo can attack with shadow spells that you can build up to cause extra damage by casting enough foretell. But with Mail, you start off in a neutral stance, but if you attack the enemy's weak point at the right place at the right time on a Tuesday, she'll switch to her virtuous stance to deal more damage after you collect all the feet for the big fluffy dog character, which can become a great advantage for Lune in battle if you select all the right pickles, which will boost all your Huminas to enhance your elemental stance, which in turn is beneficial because then if you have more cards placed in the card slots, because the elementals do more elemental damage, the lightning and the fire and the blip blop, you switch to the other guy, really have this much fighting trouble, party up your am I even saying right now? Nobody else that'll kill you right now. Everyone should lay in the house that Jack built.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, game, calm down. God. Clair's absurd 33rd explanation tries to present its combat system as some convoluted, tangled wiring only a genius could unravel, but all I did was press buttons and everything fell into place. Seriously though, don't overthink it. The tutorials love to yap, but if I can adapt to it quickly, so can you. Just play through it naturally, it'll click. Or it won't. And if it doesn't, there's other games out there.
Snowboard Kids 2!
So you got skill trees for each character that joins you on your adventure. You spend a lot of time with these characters, and I genuinely like each and every one of them. I like all their personalities. I think the dialogue is written very, very strong in this game. I love how they talk like real-life people too, not just these fantasy archetypes.
You can talk to me. We're family. Well, that's what the paperwork says, at least.
Well, the paperwork probably says we're dead too, so...
Yeah, probably. Ooh, nice one.
I know.
I told you, don't get cocky. It was... okay.
You taught me great.
Each of the characters are equally useful, and you could swap between them in your party really quick. And if you get sick of doing the same moves over and over, you could always reset your skill trees and experiment a little bit. Give you some more variety. Some of the bosses will appear very intimidating and large at first, but they ain't so tough. Oh, and that soundtrack, it's great. This game, I'm telling you, it has it all. It has kick-ass fighting music, epic boss tracks, beautiful melodic themes. Come to think of it, I remember I sat on the menu for a few minutes just taking in the score before even hitting play. So technically, this game had me hooked in before I even began. I mean, truly, how many games can you say have done that for you? Yeah, story though is one of the strongest aspects of this game. It's got some pretty heavy emotional shit here too. It deals with themes of grief, death, acceptance of harsh realities that I've never quite seen executed so brilliantly in a game before. These characters and the world they inhabit, I mean, jeez, they know when they're gonna die, they know when all their loved ones are gonna die. It's pretty bleak, but to be honest, if I lived in Paris, I'd want to know when this nightmare's gonna end too. Oui, oui. The setting and atmosphere isn't just a stylistic choice either, it's a catalyst that drives the whole story. And there's a reason for everything going on and why everything looks like you're living inside this painted dream world. Okay, there's one thing I want to talk about in the game, and I won't say when or what it is, but mild spoilers, I suppose. I think it's pretty safe overall. The game's narrative is told in a singular way all up until one point where you have to make a very difficult decision. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil any major plot beats of this game, but I think the ending is excellent. When I reached that point of the game, I sat there for minutes mulling over which choice to make. As I've sat on it, I slightly prefer one ending over the other if we're keeping it real, but the alternative is still very well executed. It feels like both endings were given equal amounts of consideration, unlike some games that have a preferred definitive ending and the rest are more of an afterthought. As for deviating from the main questline, once you reach a certain point, you can fly around with your big floaty Baymax dude and get anywhere in the map pretty quick. He's hilarious too, fucking love this guy.
Losing a rock is better than never having a rock.
You got plenty of side content scattered around everywhere, but some of these little bonus areas feel less like explorable open spaces and more like you accidentally wandered into the janitor's closet. Overall, you got a decent amount of versatility here. You got some extra story content, you got some optional boss fights, trials, dungeons, even some nifty little platforming challenges so you can unlock a new swimsuit for your dog. Must be a French thing. If you're looking to take out all the optional bosses, be ready to do hours of grinding that I couldn't be asked to do, because some of these guys, in fact most of these guys, are gonna body bag your whole fucking lineage unless you're at least a level 70 or higher. I was only around 55 by the time I wrapped up the main story, so your mileage may vary. In summation, Clair is a, how do you say, exquisite. I'm sure it's gonna win all the shiny, fancy schmancy awards, and it deserves it, even though we all know who the real winner is. And quite frankly, that's about all I can say without spoiling any of the stories, so go see it for yourself. Have a good time. Félicitations, fromage capu, bon, je suis Napoléon, mangez des escargots, baguette, vive la Franche, les montes petites, finez les mots.